Hello everyone, I am Osima Biswal. Today I will discuss about isoquants. Isoquants, which are also called equal product curves, are similar to the indifference curves of the theory of consumers' behavior. An isoquant represents all those input combinations which are capable of producing the same level of output. Okay, the isoquant are those contour lines which trace the lossy of equal products. Since an isoquant represents those combination of inputs which will be capable of producing the equal quantity of output, the producer would be indifferent between them. Therefore, another name which is often given to the equal product curves is production indifference curve. Okay, the concept of isoquant can be easily understood from the table 1. Okay, factor combination to produce a given level of output. Factors combination A, B, C, D, E. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Capital 12, 8, 5, 3, 2. Okay. Both these combinations produce equal level of output, that is 20 units of output. To start with factor combination A, consisting of 1 unit of labor X and 12 units of capital Y, produce 20 units of output. Combination B, consisting of 2 units of labor X, 8 units of capital Y, producing 20 units of output. Okay. Combination C, consisting 3 units of labor X, 5 units of capital Y, producing 20 units of output. Combination D, consisting 4 units of labor X and 3 units of capital Y, producing also 20 units of output. Combination E, consisting of 5 units of labor X and 2 units of capital Y, producing also equal level of output, that is 20 units. Okay. This figure shows the isoquant curve. If we have plotted all these combinations and by joining them we obtain an isoquant showing that every combination represent on it can produce 20 units of output. Okay. So this curve x-axis represents labor, y-axis represents capital. Okay. Then first combination A consisting 1 units of labor, 12 units of capital. Combination B consisting 2 units of labor and 8 units of capital. Okay. Combination C consisting 3 units of labor and 5 units of capital. Combination D consisting 4 units of labor and 3 units of capital. Combination E consisting 5 units of labor and 2 units of capital. If we join these combinations we get isoquant curve. Okay. Though isoquants are similar to the indifference curve of the theory of consumers' behavior, there is one important difference between the two. An indifference curve represents all those combination of two goods which provide the same satisfaction or utility to a consumer, but no attempt is made to specify the level of output it stands for in exact quantitative terms. This is so because the cardinal measurement of satisfaction or utility in unambiguous terms is not possible. That is why we usually label indifference curves by ordinal numbers 1, 2, 3, etc., indicating that a higher indifference curve represents a higher level of satisfaction than a lower one. Okay. But the information as to by how much one level of satisfaction is greater than another is not provided. On the other hand, we can label isoquants in the physical units of output without any difficulty. Production of a good, being a physical phenomenon, lends itself easily to absolute measurement in physical units, since each isoquant represents specified level of production. It is possible to say by how much one isoquant indicates a greater or less production than another. So this figure 2, okay. So this figure 2, we have drawn an isoquant map Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Both these isoquants show 4 isoquants core. First isoquant core produce 100 units of product. Second produces 120 units of product. Then third isoquant produces 140 units of product. Then isoquant Q4 produce 160 units of product. These are the isoquant map. Okay. Thanks for watching.